If you want to be ready for Town Hall 13, you're going to have to max out your base, and the best way to do that is by farming in multiplayer. I have found a sweet spot right now where you can get loot just like this. 1.1 million gold and 1.1 million elixir. I'm going to share with you my 3 farming armies in this video, and by the end of it, you will be able to get loot like this. This is actually the best loot I have ever received within the game, and last night I also had a raid with 1.2 million gold, and I will be sure to show you that as well. How this video will work is I will first show you my first farming army, the P.E.K.K.A. Bobat. I will then move on to showing you the 1.2 million loot raid before showing you my second farming army. Then we will show you the 1.1 million gold and elixir, biggest raid yet, followed by finally my third best farming army. If you are new here to the channel, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you do not miss out on daily Clash of Clans videos. Now, I have been farming in High Titan 1 for a number of reasons, and the 3 strategies that I've been using are also used for a specific reason as well, so I'll tell you about them as we move along. However, whilst we're searching for a base here initially, I want you to very quickly go down into the comments section and tell me 2 things. 2 things for today's video. 1, currently where are you farming? Obviously, I'm kind of hoping that you're getting good loot from there, so share with me where you are farming, and also let me know what your biggest loot raid is. Now, no messing around, guys. You have seen the search there. We've been talking the whole time. Check it out. 1.1 million gold, 1.1 million elixir, beautiful stuff. Now, you don't always have to get the 3-star. It's nice, but you need to get most of the loot. In this one, storages are stacked over to the left-hand side. We've also got a good area across these sides. I think the main force of the attack has to come in down to the bottom of the base. So I'm actually going to go with 2 P.E.K.K.A. down here, followed by 1, 2. Let's go with the wall wrecker here. We do have troops within the clan castle, which is not ideal. Let's get our other troops in, followed by the healers, the bowlers, King's ability, and then we should be good here to try and get through the base a little bit. Now we can get into the splash damage, we can get the town hall, and check it out, guys. We are already getting a stack of loot here. I mean, we have got a lot of loot already. Bowlers are taking a lot of damage here. I don't quite want to use that Grand Warden's ability just yet. Probably use it on the next Eagle Artillery Fire, which is coming up right now. There we go. Healers moving through the base. Now let's go with the Ice Golem down to the Wizard Tower. Over on this side, we've got a jump, which I probably should have used already. Let's go with the bats to get that Wizard Tower. Not to worry, we're moving through here. As long as the Wizard Tower goes down, we're still good in terms of this raid. Wizard Tower in the center might be an issue here. It is going to lock onto the bats, look, but it's this Wizard Tower we need to worry about. I think I lost a lot of bats there. That might not have been helpful. I don't really want to use this next wizard freeze spell, but I should have. We've lost a lot of bats there. I really should have used it. Okay. What else can we do here? I think let's freeze this Tesla farm because it's not helping. And where else can we snipe loot? Can we get any of these buildings down the bottom? I don't think we can. We've still got a minute left. Queen in the center with the healers should be enough to get some good damage here. But we have to get over to these final buildings. Now that the Archer Tower is distracted on the Queen, I sent the minion in, but it wasn't enough, guys. And unfortunately, because I messed up the freeze spell on the Wizard Tower and the bats didn't make it through, we're actually not going to get all of the loot here. However, it doesn't matter. You're just farming. Even if you don't get all of the loot, this is still impressive. So for the P.E.K.K.A. Bobat, one of the reasons I use that is it's a solid 2-star strategy. It's the best strategy for the Clan War Leagues. And I actually did a video breaking down this strategy to teach you guys it as well. I'll be sure to link that video at the end of this one so you can check it out in a little bit more depth and drop it in the pinned comments. But check it out, guys. Well over 1 million golden elixir when you count in the loot bonus. So let's move to that huge attack that I was telling you about with 1.2 million gold. I am a little bit disappointed that we didn't get all of the loot in that first raid, because we should have. Not using the freeze and delayed deployment of the jump spell meant that we didn't get it. However, when we got 1.2 million gold, it was using the P.E.K.K.A. Bobat. So we can break this down for you, let you have a look of this huge loot raid, and then move on to the Queen Charge Lalo, which is my second farming strategy. And then after that attack, like I said, I have my biggest loot raid ever. I'm excited to show you that. And guys, you might have actually seen these loot raids on Instagram. I do tend to share my huge loot raids, kind of a little bit of a story of my Clash of Clans career as it moves through. So be sure to follow me there at Judo Sloth, and you will be able to see some of them images. But for the P.E.K.K.A. Bobat, again, I showcased how to do this strategy just 2 days ago, so I will link that video at the end of this one, but it's all about getting onto the splash damage first. So we took out 2 multi-infernos there, and then as the bats come through, it's all about just freezing the third one so the bats can get through it. That's where we messed up in the first raid. Really should have got the 100% there, which is kind of cool because it was a maxed out base, but I tend to farm with my strategy that I use in war as well. Main reason for that, guys, is farming is all about just getting more loot than it costs you in order to attack with. So whilst you use a big army, you need that when you're going up against maxed level bases. You will get more loot than it costs you to build them troops by taking a strong army than if you use Barch or Goblins, something like that. It does depend on how quickly you can attack. You might be better off if you can attack very quickly, a lot of attacks all together using Barch or Goblins. But if you want to do just a couple of attacks in an hour within a boost, I would take that stronger army, and I would always recommend that because it will then help you with war attacks as well. But let's move into my second farming attack strategy. This one doesn't quite have 1 million loot, but 967,000 gold and 882,000 elixir is nothing to complain about. Now for the Queen Charge Lalo, we've got the sweepers down to the bottom here, which could be an issue initially for the Queen, but she should be able to get to them relatively quickly, I think. Let's go with a minion onto that gold storage. We can pick that off. Don't think there's anywhere else we can pick off easily. So let's go with the baby dragon here to set up the funnel at this side. King down to the bottom. Then we will use the queen followed by 1 loon in order to test, and the 5 healers followed by a wall breaker. 3 more wall breakers to get us in. Then the rage. Did we get in? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. That means, well, the king didn't even do anything. Let's go with 1 more wall breaker in order to test here. Didn't quite get through. 1, 2, come on, get through into the center. I'm not great with my wall breakers. Oh, they need to get through. They didn't. They didn't get through, guys, which is not ideal here. Can we adapt? Let's go with the wall wrecker to push through this area, try and get ourselves into that eagle. So wall wrecker is taking a little bit of damage here. Healers take a bit of damage, but basically we're setting up the Lalo here. We need to get the queen. Once we get through to the eagle, we will be laughing here, which is good. Single didn't lock onto the wall wrecker, so that was pretty damn amazing. Now it does. Let's freeze the queen, protect that wall wrecker just a little bit longer, because it will be good if we can get to the town hall. As we do, let's rage now. Try and help the balloons through just that little bit. We've got to freeze the single inferno and the queen to try and get through this. We've still got the queen's ability. If we take the town hall, that is massive. We're going to have to use that queen's ability to get through the single, through the eagle. Now let's start the Lalo. It's looking good here. The single goes down. Let's go with another set of loons to this side. Sorry about the recording equipment, guys, playing up on us. Queen is still doing well here. Let's haste across this left hand side. Come on, queen, keep yourself alive. She does. She keeps herself alive. We're going to have to try and use that Grand Warden's ability right now as we come through to the multi. The wizard tower there not going down is not ideal, but I am going to use a couple of loons to try and help here. Come on, what can we do with this final haste spell? We're going to have to use it now, guys. I don't think we're going to get this one. Unfortunate. I'm not a Queen Charge Lalo attacker, unfortunately, but that's why I like to use this. I'll explain this in a little bit more depth in the next attack here when I show you the replay of my best loot ever. But the reason I like to use these styles of attacks is to practice. Yes, you might not get all of the loot, but you can practice the attacks and you get majority of it. And if I were to use Barch or Goblins here, there's no way I would have got that loot. I was kind of expecting to get all of that, I'm not going to lie. I thought that my Queen Charge was good. I thought I was going to get that. Adaptions were okay. Didn't quite happen for me. Still got over 500,000 golden elixir, plus my bonus means that we are farming fantastically here. And when you get that much loot on offer, it doesn't matter if you get all of it, you just have to get a bonus and have a good time. 1.1 million gold and elixir, the best loot I have ever got in Clash of Clans, but maybe I will break that sometime soon because I am getting non-stop brilliant loot offers in Titan 1. Like I said, let me know where you like to farm, but if you want this sweet spot, the secret place, it's in Titan 1. I get nothing but huge loot. Now, I created the funnel, I feel very successfully here with the king and the baby dragon for the queen to charge into the base where she gets brilliant value. Now, I did break down this strategy recently in a video as well. You can check out my Town Hall 12 attacks playlist. If you check the description of this video, I have links to a couple of the different playlists that I have. The Town Hall 12 one holds a couple of these strategies broken down in a bit more depth, as well as others. But like I said, the P.E.K.K.A. Bobat, I'll send you to that video after this one. So the main focus here is taking out the eagle, creating that pathing where you can see the Lalo can now sweep around the outside. But I have to cut off this top area of the base quick enough in order to force a huge chunk of the loons into the center and into the town hall, which I just about managed to do. Got them over towards that Tesla, and then we can use the earthquake, which was a little bit late in fact, in order to activate it, and through comes some of the loons. But that is enough to take it down alongside the Grand Warden's ability, which has all of the balloons inside it. Now again, many of you might not see these strategies as farming strategies, but that's where, if you are a war player, maybe you're a little bit more into strategy within this game, you can still farm. You can take a little bit of the pressure off. You can practice the Queen Charge Lalo. That is exactly what I did in this attack. I am not a Queen Charge Lalo attacker, especially not with the wall breakers. But you have to practice and you have to start somewhere. So if you want to ease the pressure off, yes, you can do friendly challenge, but just farm with it. You're going to come up against all kinds of crazy bases, and as long as you hit massive loot like this, then you're still gaining, and that's the idea of farming. So let's move to my final and third farming strategy that I like to use. Another base with 1 million gold and 1 million elixir. I love it. Titan 1, I'm telling you guys, it is the sweet spot. The third attack strategy I like to use is the E-Drags, for none other reason than I like the E-Drags. That's about it, and I get to have some fun and use the E-Drags. That's it, guys. Notice this little area in the base. That's kind of cool. I think, let's go with a minion here first, just to set anything off. Didn't pull any clan castle troops. Let's go with the king. Let's go with the queen. That will carve a bit of a section of the base here, which is kind of nice. That's pretty good in my opinion. We get the air defense, and also we create pathing for the E-Drags, which is one of the most important things that you can do. So we should be able to get the E-Drags into the center. Let's use that queen's ability. Now we don't have to worry about it anymore. Let's go with maybe a couple of loons here and the stone slammer. Carve a bit of a section there and then push the rest of the loons into the center. Let's see where they go here. Let's actually use a couple of loons on each of these defenses. Try and snipe them off while we're at it. Should have probably put them in a little bit earlier, guys. Let's also go with a rage here. Try and get the eagle artillery if we can. And I think we should. Yes, we do. Okay. Now let's go with a... with a baby drag and one other loon to that archer tower. Ah, the archer tower is on the loon. How did it not attack the baby dragon? But we got it anyways. Right, we're running out of time here, guys. So let's go with a couple of minions to the top here. 3 balloons followed by the E-Drags, nice and spread out here initially with the Grand Warden, and that should allow us to get into the center here. We will be sure to freeze this sweeper as well when it starts getting an issue, but let's wait until the E-Drags get a little bit closer. Let's rage here. Let's freeze this sweeper. Oh, I missed it. We need that air defense down as well, guys, otherwise it's going to cause grief for us. Let's freeze that sweeper again. Let's rage, and then let's freeze it again. And that's all you want to do, guys. Just continue raging and continue freezing. Let's freeze here one more time. And as the E-Drags come through, let's use that Grand Warden's ability. And I'm going to rage them as they come out of the other side of the Town Hall here down to the bottom. If we can get good chain value here as they come through, we should be able to get this one and get all of the loot. Let's get some minions around the base to help with cleanup. Ah, we're going to be super close, guys. Getting down to it. Let's see what we can do. But again, I just like to have a bit more fun when I'm farming. It's not like a war attack where it's super serious. That's where it really doesn't matter if you get the 3 stars or not. You might get all the loot, you might not. But if you pick a base that has a ton of loot, then at least you're getting a lot of loot. And choose armies that you want to get better with. Practice. And just have some fun. The E-Drags, I find them incredibly fun to use, and they can crack bases and get you guys a ton of loot. I actually did a video on the E-Drags recently as well. That's within that Town Hall 12 playlist as well. Oh, it's getting close on time. Are we going to time fail? Are we going to time fail? We get all of the loot. Oh, Grand Warden clutches it, guys. 100%, 1 million loot. I'll take a picture, just a screen share over onto Instagram. But if you want to learn how to use P.E.K.K.A Bobat in a little bit more depth, be sure to check out this video. You will find that one helpful, definitely, guys. But that wraps it up for this one. Until next time, peace out.